yes, I'm going to give you a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the beautiful island of Bequia. So the first question people ask, other than how to pronounce it, so despite being spelt like Bequia, it's actually pronounced Bequia. And you'll see here on this interactive map that despite being one of perhaps the lesser known, less well discovered Caribbean islands, it is actually surprisingly extremely easy to reach from both North America and from the UK. So you can see here on this map, the main transportation hub is Barbados. So obviously lots of non-stop flights across the week from both London and Manchester into Barbados. Once you land at Barbados, you take the local carrier, which is SVG Air, so St Vincent and the Grenadines Airways, and it's just a short 40-minute hop across from Barbados directly into Bequia itself. There is also airlift from Grenada as well, so you can fly into Grenada as another hub. The flight time is about the same and it's using the same carrier, SVG Air. And then I'm actually going to touch a bit more on this in the presentation, because this was actually how I reached Bequia, which is via the new Virgin Atlantic route, which goes directly from London Heathrow to St Vincent, which is known as the mainland, and then you can get an express ferry across from St Vincent to Bequia. So for those who are perhaps a bit more cost sensitive or prefer not to fly, this is a really nice option that's really obviously opened up the connection to Bequia. So,
so many, sorry, just to interrupt, just so many different options for any customers who haven't been to the destination before. So they might be familiar with the Caribbean and kind of want to explore somewhere different. So they'll do Barbados into Bequia and stay in Barbados for a few nights. And then when they've got a feel for Bequia, they think, actually, next year I'll just go back to Bequia, and they can go and do the St Vincent route and onto the ferry.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Kirsty. That's actually a really good point. So Bequia pairs really nicely. It twins with lots of the other sister sort of nearby islands. So like you said, a twin centre which is really popular for us is Barbados. So you can do a week in Barbados, a week in Bequia. And I think the two islands are quite contrasting in lots of ways. So you can have a bit more perhaps glitz and glamour of the west coast of Barbados and then come over and really sort of escape sort of sand between your toes, kind of an authentic Caribbean getaway over in Bequia. So also you could do a few nights in St Vincent as well if you want to. We do have a sister property there called Grenadine House. So we actually spent a couple of nights in Grenadine House as well. So if you just want to recover obviously from the flight before getting the ferry, that's another option as well. So I've actually got a little video, this is a personal video of the new fast ferry service. So it really is very fast. It only takes 30 minutes from St Vincent over to Bequia. What's really convenient as well is I was travelling with my family, so I've got two small children. We obviously didn't exactly travel light, we had a lot of luggage with us. As you can drive, the taxi can drive right onto the ferry, help you unload all of your luggage, your suitcases, and the same can happen at the other end as well. So a really nice way to arrive as well into Bequia. So there we are. This is going to be the hotel's own catamaran, luxury catamaran. It's going to be called Sandy Toes, and it's going to be good to go from January. So from the new year, this will be owned by the owners, and it'd be fantastic, obviously, for doing a bit of island hopping, exploring. You can go over to neighbouring Mustique, you could go to Tobago Keys, but also we could facilitate pickups, VIP transfers over from St Vincent as well.
Oh, fabulous.
So that's another option too. So going back to Bequia itself, the island, what makes it so special? I think what's really unique about Bequia is it's kind of like how the Caribbean was about 50 years ago. So it's really like the Caribbean of yesteryear. It's really low-key, really safe, really small and easy to navigate. So the island itself is only 7 miles squared, only got a population of 5,000 people. So the beauty of that is you're never really very far away from anywhere. They've got fantastic sort of pickup truck style taxis, so you can hop on and off. So really nice, fun way to get around the island. So very easy to navigate. Bequia Beach Hotel is privately owned by a Swedish family, the Mustique family. It's only 58 keys. It's a real passion project for the family. They're very hands-on and always investing in the product. So I'll tell you some more exciting new developments which have recently taken place. But you've got the 2 swimming pools there, so the main pool, and then you've got this lovely saltwater infinity pool. Like I said, the next island away is Mustique, so it's only about 9 nautical miles away, so quite easy to go and do a day trip over in Mustique. And just very peaceful, very friendly, a real place you can really kind of get onto island time very quickly and completely relax. And I think the style of the hotel also reflects the kind of atmosphere of the island as a whole, very unpretentious, a very home away from home feeling. So the owners, you know, deliberately wanted to create a place that people do come back to time and time again, and we're very lucky we do have a huge number of repeat guests who do come back to us. This is a reception and the library area. Each week the owners host a cocktail party as well, so a really nice chance to kind of mingle with other guests, get to know some of the team as well. And then in terms of the room categories, we've got, really recommend the beachfront suites here. So the hotel itself is located on a beautiful white sand beach called Friendship Bay. These beachfront suites are literally right on the beach there, so just a few steps away from those gorgeous white sands, very inviting waters. I went out for a sunrise dip most mornings, which was fantastic. So you get the sunrise on this side of the island and the sunset on the other side. As you can see, the style, again, that kind of throwback chic, lots of vintage travel posters, fully air conditioned but no TVs in the room, so that was a conscious decision for the owners. So very relaxing to fall asleep to the sound of the sea. So these work really well for couples. There's also some family accommodation as well, which have a small additional bedroom, which we stayed in, worked really well. I've got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, so they were able to sleep in that separate space. And yeah, absolutely beautiful balconies, so a really nice spot to go and have your morning coffee. We've also got some 2-bedroom pool villas as well, so they boast their own little private plunge pools as well, so great for people who want to have a little bit more space. Again, really work well for families. And there's also the more luxurious villas, so we've got the estate villa and the palm villa there, so great outside space, good for some wraparound sundowners, and very inviting swimming pools as well. In terms of the food and drink, so you've got your classic Caribbean beach bar, so serving kind of relaxed all-day dining options here. And Bagatelle restaurants, so an ever-changing menu. In terms of the board basis, the standard board basis is bed and breakfast, but you can also do half board and you can do full board and all-inclusive as well. As I said, the island itself is very easy to navigate. There are lots of local restaurants you can go and explore as well. But in terms of the meal plans, if you did have guests who wanted to have the all-inclusive or the full board, there are quite a few options included within that. So you could also eat at Blue Tropic, which is more Mediterranean, Italian flavours. That's open during the peak season. And then over on the other side of the island, so Princess Margaret Beach, which is about a 10-minute drive away, and we do offer a daily complimentary guest shuttle, which leaves at 10:30 in the morning, comes back about 4. You've got Jack's Beach Bar. So Jack's is somewhat of a Bequia institution. Really recommend a visit over to Jack's when you make it to Bequia. So I think what's really great about it is it's a bit of a melting pot atmosphere. It certainly doesn't feel like your standard kind of hotel restaurant. Guests do have the convenience of signing privileges, and like I said, it's included in the meal plans if you did want to do the all-inclusive, but you'd have kind of be rubbing shoulders with yachties, locals, expats, as well as the hotel guests. So on this side of the island, on Princess Margaret Beach, a really calm waters, great for swimming. Like I said, the yachties come in and you also get the sunsets, so really recommend a trip over to Jack's. Hotel guests also get towels and sun loungers provided, so great to spend the day on the beach over there. And yeah, that's a sunset.
Wow.
Say no more. Nowhere I'd rather be right now. And then really excitingly new for this season, they've also got Sandbar. So this is another F&B outlet. So this is located back in the main resort on Friendship Bay. So it's about a 5-minute walk along the beach. Really cool sort of small eats, casual dining, so they did things like wings, they do fantastic friendship tacos, which I'd really recommend, especially with the fish, quesadillas, which is a real favourite for my daughters, and you've got these cool sort of swinging hammock chairs as well, so you can literally just kick back with the sand between your toes, sipping on a delicious cocktail or mocktail and getting some small bites. So that's open daily from 11 till about 5, so yeah, a great daytime spot.
So for a small property, there are quite a few different options.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's lots of different options, which is really nice. And depending what you want, again, sort of there's family-friendly options as well. Sort of if you want to have more light bites, like tapas-style sharing dishes. Yeah, this is my personal photo of Sandbar. It really does look that good. I haven't put any filters on it. The sky was that blue, the sand was that white. It was that idyllic. So yeah, definitely there's quite a few options. I mean, the owners also encourage guests to go out and explore the island, to explore Bequia. Like I said, it's very easy to get about. So we can always recommend, our guest services manager is really brilliant at having her own little black book of all the recommendations and helping with any reservations that guests might need as well. And then just again, a personal touch. You can't really say this without sounding like a cliche, but the staff are really what makes Bequia Beach so special, so friendly, so kind. I think because it's a lesser known island, there's not sort of, you know, mass tourism there. Everybody's just so happy to help and fantastic with kids. There's a daily complimentary kids club as well, which we took advantage of, and yeah, everybody was really, really kind and friendly, for sure. We've also got a new tennis court which opened up last season. So if you wanted to have a quick game of tropical tennis, this is located up by the Grenadine Hills estate, and we can source a tennis pro should your clients wish for that. There's also a small spa and gym, so if you want to burn off some of those pina coladas and delicious lobster mac and cheese, which again I'd really recommend over at Jack's, then they have got a gym and a spa there too. And then I was just going to play this short video of the Grenadine Hills villas. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a flavour of the Grenadine Hills villas. So these are located on the other side of Friendship Bay, so they're nestled up in the hills. So Bequia is quite a hilly island. So we've got the 2 villas up there. You've got Villa 1, which you can see here, 6 bedroom, 8 bathrooms, about 7,000 square foot of living space. So absolutely beautifully appointed, all open plan. So they're on a bed and breakfast basis as well. You also have your own personal butler as well to look after you during your stay. And as you can see, absolutely stunning views, outside dining space. You've got clear views out onto Mustique on the horizon there. We can also, so in terms of catering, you can either have the services of a private chef, which can be arranged, but equally I think the beauty of these villas is you can kind of dip in and out of resort life as much or as little as you wish. So they're located about 2.5 kilometres away from the main resort, but we can offer obviously on-demand transfer service back down to the resort. So some guests choose to be completely self-catered, some guests choose to have the services of chef, and some guests actually choose to just have kind of a half-board basis at the main hotel. So they can go down and have their evening meal down at Bagatelle should they wish. We can be extremely flexible in terms of what the clients are looking for. So great for large groups, great for families. As you can see with the style, it's quite different to the main property. So then we've also got Coral Hills, that's a second villa up there. So this is 5 bedrooms, can comfortably sleep up to 10 guests. As you can see, gorgeous infinity pool there as well, nice shallow end to it. Again, on a bed and breakfast basis, but can be flexible in terms of other catering.
And is all the bedding fixed? Obviously that's a double bed there, but can some rooms be split into twin rooms if it's
absolutely, we can work with that. So we've got a separate general manager for Grenadine Hills. Her name's Aoife, she's fabulous. So she can obviously work with any TCs and their clients and walk them through what the best arrangements could be. But yes, we've had sort of the media room set up as sort of older children's bedrooms in the past, and that's worked quite well. The 2 villas are actually adjacent to each other as well, so if you did have a really large group or 2 families, then obviously
together.
Yeah, that can work well too. And then finally, I just wanted to talk about our brand new mini adult only boutique hotel, which is called Rock Villa. So this again is a personal photo just to show how it really is that amazing in real life. So this is 8 suites in total. We can do exclusive buyouts as well, but it's nestled right up on the hill next to the other 2 villas. But this is kind of a suite experience, but with all the villa amenities included. So we're doing a slightly different food and drink meal plan with this, so it's basically more akin to what you'd have in like a first class lounge. So you'd have breakfast included, but then you'd also have free flowing drinks and nibbles throughout the day as well. So can be a very social space, obviously having the shared facilities of the pool, for example, but absolutely stunning. Obviously all completely brand new, very private, and that's the sunset there.
Wow.
So this is opening on the 7th of January, so very shortly, obviously available to book from now, so bookings are live. We have got some great business on the books already going into 2026. So yeah, there's more information obviously can be found on the website, including some video content, but any inquiries on this, it's quite a different product, I'd say, to the main hotel, so it might suit a slightly different type of guests.
And would those guests still get access to the main property if they wanted to use the facilities? Yeah,
absolutely. So it's kind of the best of both again. So you'd have your own private suite, private lounge areas, obviously the pool and the terrace at the Rock Villa. The tennis court is also very nearby. It's also a very short walk down to the new sandbar for F&B. But yes, you can absolutely go down and use the main hotel facilities too.
Amazing. And that one's 8 suites, did you say?
Yes, it is.
And does that section cater for families, or is it adults only?
That's adult only. So adult only. That's for Rock Villa.
Yeah. Fabulous. Oh, amazing. I mean, it's an absolutely stunning property, and I think it's definitely so far removed from your typical hotspots, as you've said, and it offers a great multi-island combo for any customers who have done the Caribbean before and want to kind of start to explore alternative destinations and islands. And as you've said, with repeat customers, they go back and they try it for a week first, and then they think, okay, the year after we'll just do Bequia.
Yeah, absolutely. that's the plan. I mean, it's obviously like it can team really nicely for twin centres, but Bequia is such a special place, and I think it's fantastic as well for perhaps a type of client who's already quite well travelled, has sort of seen a lot of the sort of usual suspects in the Caribbean. They're looking for something very authentic, very typically Caribbean, very unspoilt, and you'll certainly find that.
It really is a laid-back luxury as well. Even the reception, it doesn't look like a hotel, does it? It looks like you are visiting someone's house.
Absolutely, and that's that's kind of the vibe that we're looking for, relaxed luxury.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when hotels are still family owned as well, it's obviously it means a lot to the family to own a property, but you can always tell in terms of the upkeep and the service and things, because ultimately you are visiting someone's house.